Hi, welcome to ROCStars, the local TV show where we interview Rochester's most cutting-edge, innovative entrepreneurs and business owners. And so excited for a great guest on the show today. I'm Dave Mammano. I am the founder of the Avanti Entrepreneur Network and podcast. And
I'm Sandy Waters from 98.9 The Buzz and host of the Seven Figures podcast. Now, what gives a company longevity? Today's ROCstar is pretty impressive because the company that he runs is indeed a company that has been around forever. He and his three brothers have taken over the company. It's a family business, and it has been in Rochester for decades. So we will talk to Ray Isaac, the president and CEO of Isaac Heating and Air Conditioning, next.
join us today on ROCStars to learn how Ray Isaac turned a successful family lifestyle business into a game-changing, category-owning, and thriving enterprise, all while preserving the family dynamic and creating a world-class workplace culture. Welcome back to ROCStars, the local TV show where we interview rockstar entrepreneurs. Today we have on the show a great one. And Sandy, why don't you ask the first questions with Ray here?
All right, Ray Isaac, this is a family business, right? Mm-hmm. Has been in Rochester for how long?
75 years. Well, coming up on 75 next year.
75 years. Now it's you and your brothers,
My
right?
three brothers, yes.
Equal owners?
We are equal owners, which sometimes is a challenge, but it works very well for us.
How do you stay? Longevity is big, right? And that's hard because you keep growing the business too.
Yeah, and it's you're right. There's a lot of secrets there. If we figure them out, maybe we'll be a little bit smarter. But 4% of third generation businesses survive.
Yeah.
So, and David can tell you from the statistics out there, it's tough to get to that generation. And
did you ever feel that pressure knowing, okay, we're third generation?
Oh, yeah. We're the ones that kill it. My dad actually reminded us of that.
Oh, okay, good, okay.
Don't kill it.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that he had one son taking over, which has its own set of challenges. He had four sons involved in the business. And how do you handle that dynamic?
Yeah. Well, it isn't something where we all just came in at once. I mean, we've been there. I remember 8 years old, we were out in the shop cutting up sheet metal and playing around, and it's probably not something an 8-year-old should be doing, is playing around with the sheet metal shear in the shop. We used to come home.
Today.
Yeah, Mom would do a hand check. We'd have to hold our hands up, make sure we still had our
labor laws, child labor laws back then.
Well, back then.
we were playing. So
we were playing.
Yeah. But no, we all started in the business. We started in the field, and we loved it. I mean, I couldn't wait to get to work.
Because sometimes you hear these business owners that, grow this company from ground up, and then they want to pass it on, and their kids have no interest.
That is why there's a 4% success rate of third generation businesses, because you have that imposed legacy on that next generation that comes in. And that's one of the reasons. The other reason is that you have the sense of entitlement that sometimes creeps in that third generation, because they don't see dad getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go out and run a service call because he isn't, because grandpa did that. And my dad actually was very intent on sharing those stories with us on what it takes to run a successful business, and the philosophies that he instilled in us from a very young age were the things that set us up for that success and that longevity. And to be able to transfer the business from one generation to the next without those things creeping in and really hurting the business.
How about figuring out, four brothers, who does what? I mean, you're CEO. How did that happen, and how did all your brothers fall into the right place for them?
Well, I'm the youngest, so actually I'm a twin, but I was 7 minutes younger than my twin brother, so I was labeled as the baby. It's my time to get even now. The beatings were brutal, but now I get even with them. Yeah. No, we all do what we love. I mean, my dad had that philosophy: if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. My brother Kenny is our facilities manager. Very gifted, talented. I always tell people, look, if I ever got stranded on a desert island, I'd want my three brothers there with me, because Kenny could build or install anything. I'm walking somebody through our shop the other day, and they asked me what the brothers do, and I said, well, one of them's changing the brakes on a Chevy van right now, because he was lying underneath the van. One of the guys pulled in and had squeaks. So we actually live by example, and we're not afraid to do anything because we have done everything. My brother David is a service technician. He works for another employee in the company who's a manager who's been with us about 15 years now. And my brother Mike, who's my twin, does purchasing. And I'm the president and CEO because I like that. if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life, and we all do what we love to do.
I love it. So, Ray, we're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with more from Ray Isaac, and he's big on workplace culture, and we're going to talk a little bit more about very instigative strategies that you've implemented into the company.
Great.
ROCStars is brought to you in part by Paychex. Paychex has solutions to fit the needs of any size business. From do-it-yourself payroll to human capital management, Paychex has exactly what you need to take your business where it needs to go. You can get a free month of payroll by visiting the partner page at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. You know, Paychex, they make it simple for businesses of all sizes to pay and manage their team. They make payroll easy with employee pay options, including direct deposit, checks, pay cards, and so much more. Founded over 4 decades ago to relieve the complexity of running a business so that the owners can focus on what matters most. Above all else, and more than any other company, Paychex makes it simple. The Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit, October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com.
Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us on ROCStars. And today we are sitting with Ray Isaac, the president and CEO of Isaac Heating and Air Conditioning.
Ray, thanks again for being with us. Truly appreciate it. I think the Isaac name has become a Rochester institution. Wow. Almost 75 years in business. Grandfather started it. Dad took it to the next level. You and your brothers are bringing it to the next level, which is very rare, as we talked about the fact that third generation businesses have a 4% or less chance of succeeding. That's probably only with one grandson or granddaughter, let alone 4. So obviously there have been some lessons passed down from grandpa to dad and now to you and your brothers to make the culture in the workplace a very purposeful place. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And actually there was 4 people on that next generation. So the second generation had 4 brothers as well.
Oh, wow.
So
I didn't know that. Okay.
And his 3 brothers were also, it was slowly condensed down to my dad and my Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
But then they sold to us a couple of years ago. But the philosophies my dad had, and these were from my grandfather, is your last name's a responsibility, it's not a privilege. And he always told us, and it was kind of a tough challenge for 4 young kids that were wanting to get into everything. Never let us lose a job because of something stupid you did. And that's tough for 4 boys. But that last name in the business is a responsibility. And we have to lead by example. And as I said before, my brother Kenny is changing the brakes on a Chevy van. And my brother David is a service technician. He's out in a van running service calls at all hours of the day and night. So that last name is that responsibility, and you never have to look at it like it is a privilege. We are a true equity business, and that's how we look at it. We look at ourselves like we're General Electric. And that's how I feel a business should be run. It should be constructed. It should be led and managed as an equity business, because the other philosophy my dad had was ownership and employment are very different. One doesn't entitle the other. Just because you're an owner of a business doesn't mean that you should be in a leadership or a management or even an employment capacity. I could own more shares of General Electric than the president and CEO. I cannot walk into the company and fire somebody. So that's a equity business philosophy. The other one my dad had was that you get paid for what you do, not for who you are. So if you're doing a job and my brother wants to go off and design houses or design systems, that's what he's going to get paid as. I'm paid as a president and CEO. And that's what keeps everything even, because never does it ever creep in where somebody's looking at somebody and saying, well, you know what, I'm working harder than he is, or I'm not getting this benefit and we're all paid the same. So he was very, very strict on that if you want to do this, this is what the pay is. Now that's on the employment side. At the end of the year, if everything is done and said and we have money left over, then as owners, then you can share in the dividends, if you will, like you would a public company. So we have taken a very strict approach to business and running it like like it's a publicly held company.
Well, you have to, because then it eliminates the gray area and the animosity, and right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
And as I mentioned, there was one word in there of entitlement. I have 6 E's in the company. We engage, we educate, we empower, we enable. That's what the company does. I ask the employees to do 2 things: execute, hopefully not me, and enjoy. That's one of our core values, is fun. And I said there's an evil 7th E that'll destroy any business, whether it be Kodak or Isaac Heating and Air Conditioning, and that's entitlement. And when you have that sense of entitlement that creeps in, that really is destructive to a business, because then people are not focusing on the business. They're focusing on themselves. And they're looking at, okay, I should get this. And that's that 3rd generation curse, is that they're so far removed from, my dad tells the story of my grandfather on the phone with a customer when they called, and him telling them, put a pot of coffee on, I'll be over in an hour. That 3rd generation doesn't hear that. They hear what the 2nd generation is saying of, okay, honey, I'll be home at 5 and we'll go to the movies and this and that, because every generation wants the next generation to be a little better off and not work as hard, which we all do. But you kind of lose a lot of the lessons that go along with those luxuries.
Now, your company, and you're big on this too, and you talked about it, having good employees and making sure that they do enjoy working there. We get to talk about the shortage of good talent out there. So if you don't mind letting us in on your secrets of how to hire the right people, and we'll talk about that next.
ROCSTARS is supported by Hazleton Auto Mall. Hazleton Auto Mall has been proudly serving the Rochester, New York area since 1920, conveniently located on the corner of Fairport and Marsh Roads in East Rochester. Shop 17 acres of new and pre-owned vehicles, all in one location. Shop 2,000 new and used vehicles, including 6 out of the top 10 best-selling new vehicles in the greater Rochester area. Hazleton Auto Mall, a 4th-generation, family-owned company in business for nearly 100 years, only 15 minutes from the city of Rochester and just off I-490. The Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit, October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. ROCSTARS is supported by the Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit, October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com.
Hey, welcome back to ROCSTARS. Good morning. Hope we're making your morning even better. We're here with a great guest today, Ray Isaac, who is he and his family have been really a Rochester institution of just so many great things going on.
You are really dedicated on finding the right people too, because these are people that are going to be in other people's homes. So you have to make sure they're trustworthy employees. Absolutely. And there's a shortage, right? How many articles are we going to read about the shortage of good, qualified individuals? How do you weed through and find those right individuals to hire?
That's a little bit of a secret for us, but it's not just it's not just Rochester.
Secret sauce.
And you mentioned Son Sandy of a good qualified. We've redefined qualified. Qualified for us is a great attitude and skill, whether it be mechanical ability or accounting ability, whatever the trade you're going to go into or that function you're going to go into, you got to have the skill to be able to do it. Jim Collins talks about the 3 circles in the hedgehog. One of them is the ability to be best in the world at, so you got to have that skill. But we've redefined qualified as those 2 things. We take somebody, we hire them as a professional, and then we train them and educate them. And it's 2 different things. We train somebody what to do and how to do it. We educate them on the why. So our program, which is our Isaac University, which is an in-house training and education program, was our answer to that and our secret really to developing people, taking raw talent and bringing them into the organization and creating a career for them and creating an opportunity for them to get into a field that they may have never thought was possible or is now their new passion. I hired a guy a couple of years ago who had his master's degree in forensic and statistical financial analysis, master's degree. Wow. He's sitting across from me applying for a service tech position. And I'm looking
Just
at him.
because he had a love for that? Or
Well, that's what I asked. I'm
led
looking
him
at his
to you?
resume, and I said, this degree. He's like, yeah. I said, a master's degree? And I read it. He says, yeah. I said, why? He says, I was good at math. I said, good at math, so you got your bachelor's at financial management? He says, yeah, but I was still good at math, so I got my master's.
Oh, wow.
I said, what happens? He said, I hate it. I hate what I'm doing. And he really was not in something he was passionate about. And that's that circle that actually brings everything into balance, is that you have to be passionate about what you're going to do. And if we can find people that have passion, it may not even be heating and air conditioning. And I tell our employees that, look, I am not passionate about heating and air conditioning. Believe it or not, I love the business, but it's not my passion. It's not what gets me excited. It's not the moment I live for when I come in every day.
Not a warm house or a cool
I
house?
love doing that.
depending on
I
it?
love providing people with comfort. It's what we do. But my passion is to improve somebody's quality of life. And what it does, it opens up that whole world of opportunity. So somebody that's applying with us does not have to necessarily be passionate about heating and air conditioning themselves. And I tell them it's okay. I'm okay if you're not passionate about heating and air conditioning. Find your passion. Find your why in the organization. From Simon Sinek, start with why. It's the center of the golden circle. Find why you want to be in the business. It may be, I like being on a rooftop in the morning when the sun's coming up, and I love being outside, or I love helping people. I love meeting new people. I like working on things. And we can find something in the organization. So our program is a 4-year accredited program. It's the only one that exists in the country that's held by a contractor. So we reached that level of competence in the program and got that accreditation. And we also have what we call our boot camp, which is a new program. We're on boot camp, I think, number 12 now, where we run a 12-week program where we hire somebody as a student. We pay them as a student, and they go through 12 weeks of training and education, and we create a career for them. And then we have a graduation. We have dignitaries come to this.
That's awesome.
We have their families come. We have our graduation tomorrow. And we have I think 14 people now that now have a career in heating and air conditioning that didn't even think about it before, and it's allowed us to target certain groups that don't traditionally go into the trades.
Yeah.
And we're also working with the city schools. We're working with some job retraining programs. And these aren't all high school kids. These are the people that went to college or maybe went into another career and now are deciding this isn't what they want to do, but they have no way to do something else. And we're also finding a way to keep kids in high school, because I think most kids do not graduate from high school because they don't have any hope. They're told their whole time in high school, and unless you go to college, you're not going to amount to anything. Yeah. And what if they don't have a desire, the means to, or a way to go to college? We're providing them with a reason to stay in high school, come into our program. We'll create a career for you, and then you're on your way. And
That's awesome.
Ray, I feel like you are a CEO, entrepreneur, and like you said, the current business that you're running, that's the business that you're running. Like, you could take your skills and what you're doing and your passion and love and run any type of business, right? And now what we're going to talk about with the next segment is Ray also is taking his love for business and really extending it to the charitable aspects of Rochester, the nonprofits of Rochester, to help them grow as well. So we're going to talk about that when we get back on ROCstars.
ROCstars is supported by Alliance Advisory Group. Whatever vision you have for your business and financial future, it takes the right planning to make it happen. Over the course of many years of helping business owners, Alliance has learned firsthand what works and what doesn't work. They offer a proven process that provides the framework to uncover opportunities, maximize results, and put you on a solid path to achieving what is important to you. Call Alliance today to learn more about getting a customized plan at 585-264-1111.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. This is ROCstars, and we are here with Ray Isaac, the president and CEO of Isaac Heating and Air Conditioning, a household name in Rochester. Been around for 75 years.
75 years. And Ray, we're going to talk right now, the next segment. Ray has not only done great things with Isaac, the company, but he's also taking his great love of business and talents and helping a lot of non-for-profits in Rochester as well. The first one I want to bring up is SBC, Small Business Council, with Janie Woods, because I'm a member and I'm loving it. Great events, etc. So tell us a little bit about that. What is the SBC Small Business Council? What do they do? And then we can certainly talk about some of the other great things you're doing too.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk about it. Small Business Council is a council of the Rochester Chamber of Commerce. So we are one of those smaller focus groups that really focuses on the small businesses in Rochester. And don't let the name fool you. We have businesses with us such as Paychex and Wegmans, who are the larger ones, the M&Ts and the Bank of America.
Avanti,
yes, these household names as well.
Absolutely.
But,
institutional.
But it's a group that really our secret sauce is we want to be your friend in business. A lot of small business people, it's lonely. You don't know who to go to for an answer. You may not have anybody you can collaborate. You haven't been involved in other peer groups in your industry, or they may not be in your industry. You may not even have an industry association. So we provide that local support network for small businesses and the people that run them to have people they can talk to, collaborate with, network with. I love it. The events are fun. I always, even before I became the president of the organization, I always love going to the events because you see people there you know, and you make those connections again, but you see a lot of people you don't know, other small business people that are sharing the same challenges, sharing the same opportunities, sharing the same things that they need to do to make their business successful, and they're looking for answers to those. So that friend in business is really our X factor, if you will, from the scaling up process of how can we take it to the next level. So really being that friend to small businesses, and we run a lot of different programs. They're a lot of fun. The orientation to the program is really just come to a meeting and you're going to meet people. I mean, you really don't need a formal one. You just come and talk.
You know, that's a very good point what you bring up, because entrepreneurship, business ownership can be very lonely, right? Like I have a great friend I could watch the Buffalo Bills game with, but I'm not going to talk to him about personnel issues, et cetera, because he's not going to know. He's going to ask me to pass another chicken wing. But, so you get around, like, don't go at it alone. Surround yourself with like-minded thinkers. High tide raises all the ships, and I think that's one of the best things about the SBC.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, none of us is as smart as all of us, and it's just a very comforting place where people immediately feel welcomed into it, and we're growing that membership, and we're creating a momentum now of small business owners that get together, and we have a lot of different programs. We have boot camps, we have headliners, we have our gala where we recognize the top small business person, both in the small business category, under 50, and the over 50 category. Every single year we identify. And
I've been a finalist twice. Susan Lucci over here. I've been a finalist twice.
Well, I was a finalist 3 times.
Oh, okay. I got one more to go.
You.
All right.
I beat you. Actually, my wife didn't even want to come to the final time. She says, I'm not going to that.
Oh, my God.
And that's when you won.
I said, what if I go and you don't go and I win? She says, well, when I do go and you lose, that's even more embarrassing. So, so it's not win or lose.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
That's an honor. Just to be a finalist.
You've been honored enough, but it's a great organization.
Hey, in the last minute, Ray, I know you're doing some other great things too in the community. Tell us about that.
And again, my dad always said, you can have anything you want in life as long as you help enough other people get what they want and need first. And Heritage Christian Services is an organization I've been involved with for a number of years. I now chair their foundation board. Very giving organization that deals with people with developmental disabilities, where we like to say abilities. They're very special people. We always have a guest at our board meetings to come and talk about their life and the people that we serve. So that's very near and dear to my heart, a great organization. I'm an alumni of St. John Fisher, and I also sit on their advisory board for the business school and Rochester Rotary. You can never forget that I'm vice president, one of the vice president of Rotary, just a very giving organization. So, you know what?
Pretty busy.
Well, you know what?
I'm exhausted. Are you exhausted just from listening to his schedule?
And he's making time for us.
But it gives you appreciation for what you do every day.
Yeah.
And when you see people that may not have the things that we're so lucky to have, and you come back to your business, you sit around, you look around, you know what? We're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
Absolutely. Ray Isaac, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Great show. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, wish you massive continued success. We want to thank you for watching ROCstars. We're here every week, Sunday morning. Thank you so much for checking us out, and we'll see you next week.